Hey, Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. We are live. Tonight we are presenting the Jack Benny show, The Women. So this is really crazy because all of our guys are playing girls and our girl is playing a guy. And then there's me. I'm playing a guy who's playing a girl. Yeah, I'm a girl, and I'm playing a guy who in turn plays a girl. I don't know, it's crazy. Anyway, it's going to be so much fun, and we're going to start in just a few minutes. Jack Benny radio show called The Women. So gather your friends and family, go ahead and hit share and get everybody over here so we can watch this hilarious show together. You're going to love it. I know you are. All right. I hope everybody got some really awesome outdoor time today. It was a lot of fun actually, we've had like a dry spell. It's been really awesome to be able to get outside and like enjoy the weather without having to bring canoes and boats. So anyway, I see some people from YouTube logging on. That's fabulous. I'm also streaming this to Periscope, which I think goes to our Twitter account, which I kind of hijacked the last few months for the When Calls the Heart, where we were all tweeting with the actors. It was fabulous. So anyway, I'll give it back to the building block now. And you can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and I think that's all we have. Yeah. So we have lots of cool summer camps coming up. We have a choir camp. We have a teen dance camp. Mamma Mia. They're going to learn all the dances from Mamma Mia. Not all of them, but a few of them. And we have Odd Squad camp. And, not this coming up weekend, but the next weekend, we're going to be performing live right here at 1309 South Main Street. Live in the Forest Grim on our new outdoor stage. Yay! It's almost done. They're putting the floor down this week. So, yay, get your tickets. They're online at buildingblockarts.com. And with all of that, I have procrastinated enough. It is time to watch Jack Benny, The Women. I hope and trust you will enjoy this show. Nope, that's not what we wanted to do. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Welcome to another episode of Vintage Radio Today Players. Program starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Here is some helpful advice for every woman who likes to keep her family in good spirits. Give them Jell-O for dessert. not just once in a while, but often. 4, one of the grandest things about Jell-O is the wide variety of ways in which you can serve it. There are 6 lovely glowing colors to add real beauty to your menus. 6 rich, delicious flavors to tempt every appetite. And there's almost no limit to the different Jell-O dishes which you can prepare. Dozens and dozens of desserts and salads, easy to make, attractive to look at, swell to taste. Definite recipe suggestions on every package of Jell-O. Just be sure you get genuine Jell-O and don't accept any substitutes. For there's only one Jell-O, and only Jell-O brings you that delicious, extra rich flavor. So look for the big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O, and Jell-O spells a treat. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this being the first Sunday in November, we bring you the last rose of summer, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Jell-O again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I've heard you give me some pretty silly introductions in the past, but that one takes the cake. Last rose of summer. What does that mean anyway?
It doesn't mean anything. I was just trying to be clever, that's all.
Don, you just make with the Jell-O. I'll take care of the clever stuff around here. Anyway, I don't want to start out every broadcast talking about me, all the time. It's embarrassing.
It's a little dull, too.
Oh, is it? Well, Phil, let me ask you something. Now that you've established your presence among us, is this program getting a little too monotonous for you?
Well, it's not exactly.
I mean, do you find me personally so incompatible?
What?
Incompatible.
Would you mind cutting that down where I can get at it?
Not at all. What I'm getting at, Phil, is this. Do I bore you? I mean, do I grate on your nerves?
No, not exactly.
Because, Phil, there's an old Chinese proverb that says, when orchestra leader unhappy over job, him soon clap hands with joy and breadline. Very good advice. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, One Lung. Is my laundry ready?
Never mind that. You know, Mary, I don't know why I even argue with Phil. I use an ordinary word like incompatible, and it throws him. He's absolutely illiterate.
Well, it's your own fault, Jack. You know he couldn't read when you hired him.
What do you mean?
You had to draw up his contract with pictures.
Oh, that's right. I remember. I had to get a lawyer and Rube Goldberg. Say, Mary, did you see Dennis Day when you came in? I told him to be here early tonight.
Yeah, I saw him downstairs in the drugstore. And I've got good news for you, Jack.
What?
I don't think his mother's with him.
How do you know?
He was on his 3rd banana split.
Oh, I knew he'd go on a spree the minute he got away from her. 3 banana splits, eh?
And a malted milk.
3 banana splits and a malted milk.
With an egg in it.
With an egg in it.
And a hamburger sandwich.
A hamburger sandwich.
With onions.
With onions?
Little Sir Echo, shut up, shut up.
I will if you will. Mary, you must be mistaken. Dennis couldn't possibly eat all that stuff in 3 banana splits.
With cherries.
Well, here we go again, folks. Now look, Mary, run out and get Dennis. We have an important play to do tonight, and I want to start casting it right away.
He'll be here in a minute.
Oh, Jack, is this the play you were telling me about?
Yes, Don, and we've got to get going on it. In fact, I'm going to announce it right away. Hey, Phil, give me a chord in G, will you?
You'll take a chord in any place we happen to hit.
That I know. The chord, please. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Boys, that was grand.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, for our supreme efforts in our current dramatic season, we're going to offer our version of one of the most famous stage screen productions of all time. None other than that sensational play and equally sensational motion picture, The Women. Thank you, Max. Now, this play was written by that renowned playwright, Miss Claire Booth, and was first produced in New York City by Max Gordon, who just hit the cymbal. Then Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, realizing its dramatic and comedy potentialities.
Potentialities?
Yes, Phil. I'll cut it down for you later. Brought this vehicle to Hollywood and created an outstanding film success. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Benny theatrical termites will munch on it. Now, in our version,
Say, Jack, how are we going to do the women when I'm the only girl in the show?
we'll just have to do the best that we can, Mary.
You mean we're all going to be women tonight?
Exactly. Well, not exactly, but I got it all figured out. Now, to start with, I will play the leading role, as portrayed on the screen by that lovely and talented actress, Miss Norma Shear.
Oh, no, Jackson, no.
Well, Mary, somebody's got to do it.
Why can't I be a leading lady?
What?
I look more like Norma Shear than you do.
Isn't that awful? You look more like Norma Shear than I do?
Yes, I do.
In an evening gown? Don't be ridiculous. Phil, you're going to be Rosalind Russell. Don, you're going to be Joan Crawford. And Mary.
I know. I'm going to be Wallace Beery.
Mary, will you please be serious? Since all the rest of you are going to be women tonight, you'll have to be a man. Mary, you're going to be Don Wilson and announce our play. Now let's see. Is Dennis here yet? Oh, Dennis.
Yes, please.
Oh, hello, Dennis. I didn't see you come in. You know, we're casting our play, The Women.
Am I gonna be in it?
Yes, you're going to play Joan Fontaine's part. You know, the little girl that got married.
Boy, what a day. 3 banana splits today, and now I'm getting married.
Yes, that's quite a schedule.
Say, Jack, if you're going to play Norma Shear's part, who's going to be your daughter?
My daughter? Oh, yes. Dennis, I'll have to change your role. Instead of the young bride, you're going to be my 5-year-old daughter, Denise.
5 years old,
Yes?
and you're going to be his mother?
Yes. What are you laughing at?
You got a late start, didn't you, Ma?
Mary, I'd be quiet if I were you. Lest the new maid company get an old employee. You know, reunion at Fairfax and Wilshire. Now let's see. Yes. Where's Rochester?
Here I am, Miss Shear.
Rochester, I sent for you because we're short of actors, and you'll have to play the part of my maid.
Your maid?
Yes.
Why can't I be your valet?
Because I don't want a man in my room when I'm dressing. So, you're going to be my maid. Now, fellas.
I ain't gonna wear no dress.
You are too. Now, fellas.
I ain't gonna wear no mascara.
You are too. Now, fellas.
It ain't gonna show.
All right. Now, fellas, remember, we must be very legitimate. The only reason we're playing the part of women is because we're short of actresses.
Well, why don't you hire a few?
You know, Phil, women are so scarce in Hollywood.
Mary, if you're inferring that I'm too cheap to hire actresses, come right out and say so.
All right. You're too cheap to hire actresses.
Anyway, folks, our version of The Women will go on immediately after Dennis Day's song.
Oh, Jack?
Yes, Don.
Who's going to play Mary Bowen's part? You know, Countess DeLage.
I can't tell you, Don. I'm saving that for a surprise. Andy, now you spoiled it. Nobody can keep a secret around here. You know this? There are times when your mother is a pest.
Be careful, boss. She's listening in.
That's what I say. Your mother needs a rest. She's entitled to it. And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Gee, Jack, I could have sworn you said Dennis's mother was a pest.
Well, I'm getting the front tooth fixed, Mary. Slurs my words.
Oh,
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our play, The Women, which we will present in two acts. Darn that front tooth. See what it does to me. All right, take it, Mary. You're the announcer. Wait a minute. Answer the phone, will you, Don? I'm busy.
Okay, Jack. Hello?
hello. Is this Grauman's Chinese Theater?
What's that, madam?
Is this Grauman's Chinese Theater?
Oh, yes, madam. Jell-O does come in 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime.
I said, is this Grauman's Chinese Theater?
Yes, indeed. You must be sure to ask for genuine Jell-O and look for the big red letters on the box.
Well, what time does the feature go on?
You're welcome, madam. Goodbye.
Are you through, Don?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Mary, announce our play.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, The Women. The opening scene is the fashionable Park Avenue residence of Miss J. Updike Binney. As the curtain rises, we find Mrs. Binney seated in her boudoir talking to her 16-year-old daughter, Denise.
Mary, I said Dennis is 5 years old.
I'm making him 16. He just winked at me.
Oh,
The Women, Act 1. Curtain, music.
Oh, Denise. Denise.
Yes, Mumsy?
We're having dinner alone, darling. Just you and I. Daddy's working late at the office.
Oh, Mother, when are you going to wake up? When are you going to realize that men are only snakes in the grass?
Denise, I will not have you talking that way about your father.
But gee, Mumsy, Father hasn't been home for dinner in 5 years.
Well, maybe he isn't hungry. I trust Updike implicitly. Oh dear, it's getting late. Darling, hand me my foundation cream. I must get made up.
Aren't you going to shave first?
Denise, I'm not a bearded lady. Oh, Rochelle! Rochelle!
Yes?
What are you doing?
I'm pressing your pants.
Rochelle! Now, Rochelle, I want you to go down to the kitchen and tell the cook Mr. Binney won't be home for dinner tonight.
Well, that's a pretty long walk for so little news.
Never mind. Mr. Binney is detained at the office.
Don't tell me about men. I married 8 of them.
Well, Rochelle, wasn't there even one of them who was nice and sweet and kind to you? One you could trust?
Miss B has one woman to another.
Well, I refuse to be cynical.
There's the phone, Mumsy.
Yes, I'll take it, dear. Oh, darn this negligee. I'm always tripping over it.
Don't be so clumsy, Mumsy.
I wonder who that could be. I hope it's your father, Denise.
Has he got our number?
Denise. Hello?
Hello, Jacqueline. This is Phyllis.
Oh, Phyllis, darling, how are you? When did you get back from Bermuda?
Yesterday, my dear, and I had a marvelous time.
Did you really? How was the trip back, Phyllis?
Oh, divine. And the captain was a dream. He chased me all over the boat.
Oh, Phyllis. Pardon me a minute. Rochelle, Hook me up, please. I want to get dressed while I'm phoning.
Okay, Miss Benny. Inhale.
Oh, Phyllis, do tell me more about your trip.
Well, Jacqueline, who do you think I met on the boat, honeymooning with a South American cattleman? You'll die. You'll just die.
Oh, who was it, Phyllis? Tell me.
Donna Wilson.
Donna Wilson? Is that tub still kicking around? My goodness.
Tub nothing. You should see her now. She's quite thin.
She might look that way when she's dressed, but if her stays ever snap, watch out. Tell me, Phyllis. Ouch! Rochelle, be careful with the hooks.
Okay, Miss Benny. Where do you want this bustle?
Where do you think I want it? Phyllis, darling, I'm just dying to see you. Let's have lunch tomorrow at the Park Villa.
Oh, grand. Shall we meet in the rendezvous room?
That's rendezvous. Rendezvous room. And to think you went to Vassar. I'll tell you what, Phyllis. I'll call Donna and we'll have a little get-together.
All right, darling. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, dear.
Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, Jacqueline, I almost forgot to ask you, how is Updike?
Updike?
Here they go, folks. Meow!
Oh, Updike's just fine, darling. He's been very, very busy at the office. Poor boy.
I saw him at the Silver Slipper last night. He was pretty busy there, too.
The Silver Slipper? Are you sure, Phyllis?
Why, yes, I hope I haven't shocked you, dear. I thought you knew.
Oh, I'm sure you must be mistaken. Well, my dear, see you tomorrow. The Park Villa for lunch.
Yes, goodbye, darling. You poor thing.
The hussy. I could scratch her eyes out.
What's the matter, Mumsy?
Nothing, darling. You run along and have your dinner. I don't feel like eating tonight.
Why?
Never mind. Now come here and keep Mother good night. Good night, darling.
Good night, Mother. Ooh, those cigars.
I've been putting up with that for years.
Phyllis, the cat. The hussy. Why did she have to tell me? Oh, Updike. Updike, how can you do this to me? You said that you loved me in December as you would in May. And here it is November. I know I'm not pretty anymore. Updike. But I've given you the best 10 years of my life.
Oh, come now, honey. Don't cry.
I can't help it, Rochelle.
I told you men are no good. None of them.
But what'll I do, Rochelle? This is so humiliating. What'll I do?
Honey, take this razor, find that man, and make way for tomorrow.
Rochelle!
Act 2 of this clam bake will go on immediately after the next number. Play, girls. That was An Apple for the Teacher, played by Phyllis Harris and her redheads. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Act 2, The Women. The scene is the rendezvous room of the Park Villa Hotel, where we find Phyllis Harris and Donna Wilson, three charming ladies, awaiting the arrival of Jacqueline Denny. The women, curtain, music.
Well, Donna, I just couldn't believe my eyes. Updike is sure giving her the runaround.
If you ask me, Phyllis, Jacqueline's just got about as much appeal as a parsnip.
Oh, she'd be all right if she'd put her wig on straight.
No fooling. Does Jacqueline wear a wig?
Yes, half the time she looks like a French poodle. Quiet, Donna. Here she comes now.
Oh, hello, girls. Phyllis, Donna.
Jacqueline!
Darling!
Did you hear what happened after that?
Oh, yes. It's been so
it's been
long.
so
How have
long.
you been?
How have you been?
And to make it worse, oh, it was simply awful. Now, don't breathe a word of this to a soul.
We won't. Oh, here, Jacqueline. Have a dish of Jell-O.
Thank you, darling. And Donna, I can't get over how thin you look. Why, you're nothing but skin and bones.
And did you notice how my chins have gone down?
Yes, down to your stomach. Where? Oh, yes. And it's you getting high hats since she's been on the radio.
Who is it, Jacqueline?
It's Frida Allen. Isn't she a sight?
Get a load of that dress.
You know, Frida Allen has the worst taste. She should never wear short sleeves with that anchor tattooed on her arm. And girls, you want to hear something else? Frida's going to the hospital tomorrow to have her face lifted.
What, again?
Yes. About every 3 months, she has a landslide. Oh, look, girls. Here comes Andrea Devine.
Andrea?
Andrea?
She looks
Oh,
so
Andrea, you just look stunning,
awful.
Klaus.
Andrea has the greatest.
I thought she was in Paris. Hello, Andrea.
Hiya, Jacqueline.
Andrea, darling, what are you doing here? I thought you were living abroad.
I was. But I came back to marry a cowboy.
A cowboy? How thrilling. What's his name, Andrea?
I forget, but it's on his guitar.
Oh, are you very much in love, Andrea?
Am I? L'amour, toujours l'amour.
Well, by the way, Andrea, why did you divorce the Count? I'm just dying to know.
Oh, Pierre was always so busy at the office. He was working night and day.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Like guess who, eh, Jacqueline?
now listen, Phyllis. I'll have none of your innuendo. Just because Updike happens to be working at the office a great deal, you don't need to jump to conclusions. He's a very good husband.
Oh, stop trying to kid us. It's all over between you and Updike, and you know it.
Phyllis Harris, you take that back or I'll scratch your eyes out.
Girls!
You do, and I'll pull your hair out.
I'll pull your hair out too.
I'll bet Jack gets more than Phil does.
Phyllis, you say one more word about Updike, and I'll slap that rouge right off your face. And then those bags will show.
It's no use, Jacqueline. You can't compete with them chorus girls.
I can't, eh? Take that. And take that. And that. And that.
Girls!
Let go of my hair.
Watch those fingernails.
Let go of my hair.
Stop that!
Ladies and gentlemen, While those two women are acting like women, let me remind you that Jell-O is not only economical and easy to make, but it is America's favorite gelatin dessert. So look for the big red letters on the box.
That'll teach you, Phyllis Harris. I'm going home. Pay the check, Donna. Goodbye.
Later that night, we find the heartbroken Mrs. Benny in her boudet, packing for her trip to Reno, and she's not going for the scenery. Music.
I'll go, Updike. You can't treat me like that. He can't humiliate me in front of all my friends. Denise, hand me my hat box.
Oh, Mumsy, why are you packing all of your bags? Where are you going?
I'm going to Reno.
Reno?
Yes.
Gee, Mother, don't you love Father anymore?
How can I love him when he won't come home? Oh, Denise, your mother's been a fool, a blind fool. For 5 years, I haven't seen your father. 5 long years.
But Mother, dear.
It's no use, Denise. I can't keep it from you any longer. Your father is a louse. Now, let's hurry, dear, or we'll miss the train.
Miss Benny?
Yes? Well, what do you want?
Don't you remember me? I'm your husband, Updike.
Updike. Oh, I knew you'd return to me. I knew it. Oh, Updike, darling.
Let go of me. I just came back from my long underwear.
Oh, they're in the bottom drawer. Play, Phil. Come along, Denise. We're going to Reno.
Every housewife knows that the best compliment her guest can pay her is to come back for second helpings. And that's the kind of compliment you get every time when you serve one of the new Jell-O puddings for dessert. I'm thinking right now of Jell-O butterscotch pudding, a handsome taffy-colored dessert served up in shining sherbet glasses and sprinkled with a white pearly blanket of shredded coconut. Now there's a real pudding for you. It has a texture smooth as cream and that mellow, distinctive flavor of old-fashioned butterscotch candy the whole family will love. Jell-O chocolate pudding, too, has a rich, luscious, homemade goodness that just seems to hit the spot. And don't forget Jell-O vanilla pudding, please. You'll find its delicate, creamy flavor makes a hit with the whole family, especially when it has nuts, fruits, or chopped dates mixed in to give it that final tempting touch. All 3 Jell-O puddings are quick as a flash to make. So, get acquainted with America's newest dessert sensation, the dessert the whole country is talking about. Jell-O puddings, butterscotch, chocolate, and vanilla. Old-fashioned favorites made a new-fashioned way.
This is the last number of the 5th program in the new Jell-O series. We will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Say, Mary, as a member of the fair sex, what do you think of the way we fellas did the women tonight? I thought it was pretty good, didn't you?
Well, Jack, there's an old Chinese proverb that says, "Long go ching, long chang lu fu."
Well, what does that mean?
Oh, how I'd love to tell you.
Good night, folks.
Here's news. Every Tuesday night, The Aldrich Family is on the air, starring Ezra Stone as Henry Aldrich, that lovable hard luck kid. Consult your local newspaper or radio guide for time and stations, and be sure and tune in on The Aldrich Family next Tuesday night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And I hope to see you next month for the next Vintage Radio show. I honestly can't remember what it is. It might be Gunsmoke again. I'm not sure. Anyway, we hope to see you June 5th and 6th for In the Forest Grim, our first outdoor theater production. And then the first week in July for our very first return of the dinner theater show. We are presenting Carol Burnett, 5 skits from her huge repertoire of skits. So I hope to see you all very soon in person. Yay. Have a great night.